Child, take this into 2023 with you, girl. I'm telling you.
I want everyone to know that he gave me life, so everything I have is his. Now it's Jesus.
What's up, y'all? Welcome back to my channel. I am Robin, and I make faith lifestyle content here on this channel. So if you into that, girl, come on, subscribe. Hey girl, what's up? I had to pop in real quick to let you know that this is a part 2 to my last video called Things I Learned in 2022. Long story short, the video was getting way too long, so I decided to break it up into 2 parts. So at the top of this video, you'll hear me say number 6 and number 7 and whatever other numbers come after that. But anyway, so go ahead and check out part 1 so you can hear the first 5 lessons that I learned in 2022. But without further ado, let's jump into the things that I've learned in my 30s. Child, you don't need to learn this in your 30s. Come on, let's get into it. Okay, so number 6 on the list of things that I learned is that I'm more ready than I thought for some things, and less ready than I thought I was for other things. And this right here is major key. I wish I learned this years ago, because I feel like, it's just some things I just wouldn't have gone through. But nonetheless, I'm glad I have it now. Learn it, write this down. If nothing else, matter of fact, write them all down. You need a ball. But anyway, I'm more ready for things than I thought that I was. And it's important because sometimes we get mad at God for allowing certain things to come our way, or not giving us certain situations, or not delivering us from certain circumstances. When God is really like, you're ready for this. I'm allowing it to come your way because you're ready. You don't know you're ready. I'm trying to show you that you're ready. And this kind of, makes me think of another point earlier that was about, like, you don't need everything that you think that you need. Because when you encounter a certain thing, and when you get into like fight or flight, when it comes to that point, you make a way. So sometimes God allows things to come our way because he wants us to see that we are ready, that the things that we've been through were for a reason, that they taught us some things and they made us equipped for more things, the things that we are currently dealing with. The second half of that, where it's like, I'm not as ready for some things that I thought I was, is important as well, because we get mad at God again, like, oh God, why aren't you giving me these things? You promised all these things, you're giving it to them, you're not giving it to me. But sometimes it's legit that you are not ready. Sis was not ready, okay? And when we have this perspective, after taking that inventory again, like, where am I? Am I actually ready for this thing? What is it going to take to sustain this blessing, to walk in this blessing? When you realize and take inventory and you realize you're not ready, that helps you to change your prayer. It helps you to change your prayer, helps to change your perspective. And then you start to move different. You're not like going from woe is me, oh my goodness, I don't have what I need, I don't have what I want, like these promises, I don't know about these promises no more. Like, no, it's more now from, okay, Lord, help me to be ready. What do I have to do to be ready? What do I start doing? What tasks do I spearhead? What things do I step into right now so that I can be ready for the thing that I'm praying for? So that was another lesson I learned in 2022. So number 7 on the list is another one that I wish I just knew sooner, because it would have just saved me so much anxiety. But this one is, nobody is perfect, even those who look like they are. And I know it kind of sounds like duh, but like, in our actions, we might be saying duh in our minds, but in our actions, we don't always act like we believe this. The reality is that we are all just out here trying to make it, okay? And the sooner that we realize that, the sooner the pressure is lifted. And that's the reason I wish I learned it sooner. The sooner we realize everybody's just out here trying to make it. I'm not trying to discredit anybody that has overcome. I'm not trying to discredit anybody that has matured and changed their ways and, grown in Christ, and whatever the case is. I'm not trying to discredit any of that, but every single one of us is not God, okay? So we are out here just trying to make our way, trying to learn on the next level. Yeah, we might have aced first grade, but now we're trying to figure out second grade. And yeah, we might have aced 8th grade, but now we in high school. Whatever it is, everybody is out here learning. So the sooner we realize that, we stop trying to covet what people have. We stop trying to look to people for our direction and our guidance. And we start looking to God, and we start realizing that I have to figure this out on my level. Even if somebody else went through something similar, yeah, I can take from their life, I can take from their advice, from their testimony, like in this case. But at the end of the day, I'm trying to figure it out just like you trying to figure it out. 1, that means we need to stop judging people. And 2, that means we need to stop being so hard on ourselves. We are just walking it out. We're trying. we're trying, and we have to keep on trying. Nobody's perfect, not even you. Okay, so number 8 on the list is God really is ride or die. That is something that I learned. God really is about his word. When he says he's going to be there, he really is going to be there. Mid-year 2022, I feel like I was at the height of the battle that I've had with anxiety. I mean, I started having panic attacks, which I'd never experienced. It was just a mess. It was a mess. And I just felt like God wasn't there. I felt like, where are you? Why would you tell me to go out and do this? And I've obeyed you, and I finally listened. I'm doing all these things, and yet you're not here. You're not helping me. And as God and I walked through that process, by the time I got to the end of the year, and I'm not saying like, okay, mid-year, and then I waited to the end of the year to realize, like, no, I'm just not getting into all the details of it right now for the sake of time. But I look back right now, I heard somebody say, I think it was Joyce Meyer. I heard Joyce Meyer say that we live life forward, but we understand it backwards. And looking back now, and I guess in modern terms, we say hindsight is 2020, which is true. When looking back, I realized God was with me through the whole thing. When God says he'll be there, he will be there. And we have to make sure we're looking in the word and the Bible to see what God says, because some of his promises come with what do we say? I forget the term for it, but a lot of the times in the Bible, there are promises like, if you obey, I will do. If you this, I will that. And sometimes we're not doing the if we. So we're not experiencing then I. You know what I'm saying? And I just really realized that God is ride or die. The times where I just felt like I could not get up another day, he showed up. The times I felt like I cannot finish this task, like I need to tell this client that I can't do this, or I need to tell my boss, listen, man, I don't know about this. But every time that I felt like that, or partnering with somebody, he showed up, and I learned the skill quicker than I ever thought I would. I learned how to create the thing that I never thought I would be able to. God really is faithful. He's ride or die forever and all, and he died for us, okay? Not the preach come out, but he died for us. That's evidence that he's ride or die. He's with us always, and I saw that firsthand 2022. Number 9 is preparation is key. Preparation is key. Oh my goodness. Without preparation, execution will always be shaky and opportunities will be missed. Man, preparation is an area that I've struggled with a whole bunch. Like, I don't think I knew the importance of preparation before, but then even as I began to understand and learn more about it, it's still an area that I'm growing in, but I now have that understanding that if I do not prep, the execution is always going to be shaky. When I think about music, because I make music. If you don't know, I have a music channel, Robin and Tioko Music, here on YouTube. Anyway, all the things. But when I think about music, if I'm supposed to lead a song, or if I'm supposed to minister a song, whatever the case is, if I do not practice, if I do not prep, when I show up, I feel uncertain, and it shows up in my delivery. Like, if, let's say I was trying to execute a song, or whatever the case is, lead a song, and because I didn't prepare, I did not execute to the full extent of my ability. And then let's say there was another opportunity in line. I'm not going to be considered for that opportunity anymore because I did not deliver the way that was expected. God might be putting it right in my path. God was putting things right in my path, but God might be putting something right in your path, but because of your lack of preparation, you are not executing properly, and thus you're being disqualified for the next opportunity. I don't want to do that no more, but that's something I learned in 2022, missing opportunities for collaborations, for sales, because I was not prepared to receive all that was coming in or whatever was next. So, child, take this into 2023 with you, girl. I'm telling you. And last but not least, number 10 of the things that I learned in 2022 is the only way you lose is if you give up. I want to leave y'all with some encouragement and some inspiration, but just these are facts. The only way that you will lose is if you give up. According to the Bible, the truth, okay, is that the fight is already fixed. We win in the end. Surprise. It's not really a surprise. We already know that if you read the Bible. We win in the end. But if we give up before the final round, we forfeit the experience of our victory. The victory is already won in layman terms. The victory is already won. But if we bow out, if we give up, if we throw in the towel, we will never experience the other side of that victory. We won't experience what it feels like to be victorious in our circumstance and in our situation. Whether it's your business, whether it's your ministry, whether it's your job, whether it's a passion project, whatever it is, if you give up, you will not experience that victory. So that's what we're taking into 2023. And I want to tell you, do not give up. It might be hard. It was hard for me, but I can truly say, looking back, I'm glad I made it. And I'm glad that I stuck it out. I've learned things I never thought I would learn. I've learned how to build websites. I've learned how to create briefs. I've learned how to create, invoices. I've learned how to create products. I've learned how to establish businesses. I've learned so many things from not giving up, though it was so hard in the beginning. So that is my exhortation to you today. Do not give up. Do not give up in 2023. Whether 2022 was hard or just as hard as 2021 and just even harder than 2020 and it's been years, do not give up. God is with you. God is for you. And when you choose to stick it out to the end, you have no choice but to experience the victory that is already won. Hey girl, it's me again. If you have not checked out part 1 of the things that I learned in 2022, I don't know what you're waiting for, okay? It's right here on the screen. I'm leaving it right here for you. So go ahead and check that out. I'll see you over there. Bye.